This is the Power Call with Grady Polson, brought to you by Online Sales Pro. Welcome to the Power Call with Grady Polson, where it's all about success, improvement, and living life on your terms. And now your host, he loves bad jokes and good stories, Grady Polson.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning to all of you. Happy Thursday, September 7th. This is your host of the Online Sales Pro Power Call. Excited to be on here with you. Excited to be starting this day with you. Hello to all of our replay listeners and watchers. This is one of the funnest parts of my week where I get to come on here and talk about stuff that's going on and talk to you and see what kind of challenges we can overcome with you guys and work through it. Power Call is something we've been doing now for over a year and a half now. You can go into your back office under marketing, under resources, under marketing training, and you will find literally a catalog of Online Sales Pro Power Calls that we've been doing here. So much fun to do. And so let me know who's on here today. Let me say hello to a few people. Good to see Diana Anderson on here, and I see you there, Joel. Gonna have a fun call today talking about why I suck at golf. And I got this training inspired from my friend Darren Hardy. I'll get a quick video I'll play for you why he sucks at golf. And it was very interesting to see that come across my desk because I as well suck at golf. And we're going to talk about that today and talk about sucking at golf and what that means. So the Online Sales Pro Power Call is a three-prong approach. What we like to do here is find new information, deliver that to you. Hopefully that takes and helps you refine your skills, raises your skills, and the definition, the ability to execute, the ability to exact perfection along the lines of your skills, your money-making skills is what raises your value in the marketplace. Don't get it wrong. Not just going out there and beating your head against the wall is going to be the greatest way to learn. It's about experience, but before even experience is getting a little bit of knowledge on what to exact upon. So, knowledge, skills, value to marketplace. That's my big goal for you. And that's my hope for you guys, that you keep striving to become the best versions of yourself and keep working hard each and every day. Got a fun call for you today. Got a great video at the end about Navy SEALs. And then a little bit in the middle today, we're going to talk about how Joel and I have been invited to do a speech next week. And I'm going to kind of work through some of the things that I'm going to talk about with you guys today on that call. So good to see so many people on here. Thank you very much for sharing, Belinda Hopkins. Wonderful. Thank you. Donna Lynn, Aaron Frost, Jorge Casillas is on here from La Miranda, California. Sunny Southern California. Karen's on here. Welcome, everybody. Aaron Frost from Oregon. Hopefully none of those fires have marked their way up to you, but we're going to have a fun call today. Let me jump into the first video I want to show to you guys. And this is my friend Darren Hardy. I've seen him speak. He's the publisher of Success Magazine, and it's his fault that Online Sales Pro is not in Spanish, and let me explain that to you. We had a previous company, Joel and myself, where we had a system that helped people generate leads on the internet, and there's a big clamoring for people to asking us to convert that whole entire system, landing pages, app, everything into Spanish. And so we did it. And what happened was 2 people signed up. And then the 2 people that signed up had questions, and none of our customer support people spoke Spanish. And so it didn't work out very well. It was about a few months it took us to build that out. And then it really yielded no results, which was a huge financial mistake on our standpoint, which, now we make the decision that predominantly Online Sales Pro is in English. Now, granted, you can change the landing pages and whatnot to any language you want. Well, Darren Hardy had a quote, or there's a story about Darren Hardy, who is the publisher of Success. He's I believe the head publisher of Success Magazine. If you're familiar with Success Magazine, you're in the industry, or you're an entrepreneur, or you're in small business and you're looking for inspiration and good tips and tactics. Success Magazine is that magazine. Well, he's asked in an interview, says, Darren, why don't you put Success Magazine in Spanish? There's such a vibrant, growing Spanish market of people, of entrepreneurs and people coming up and wanting to become, better themselves, but they only read and speak Spanish. And Darren responds, he says, I walk out to my driveway every morning to, get the paper, and I look across the street and I look diagonal and left and right of me, And none of those people are subscribers of my magazine, of Success Magazine. He says, so until I've conquered the English-speaking market, I'm not going to take the time, effort, energy, money, resources to branch out into Spanish. So that's kind of the same. We learned our lesson in our previous company, and now here we are in Online Sales Pro. So the lesson with that is like, don't expand too fast, right? Don't expand too fast until you've conquered something smaller, until you've conquered what you're working on, right? So many people like get a little bit of taste of entrepreneurship, or they have a little bit of success in network marketing, and then they want to start a t-shirt shop, and they also want to become realtors, and then they also want to go, sell stuff at the swap meet on the weekend, and then they want to like start a landscaping business. Like I've got some friends that have like 7 terrible businesses because they don't focus on any of them. So the lesson for you guys real quick here before we get in this video from my friend Darren Hardy is about focusing on what you're working on, right? Becoming laser focused, becoming wholly directed in what it is you're trying to accomplish and focus on, right? I'm not saying don't have visions, right? Don't have ideas, right? I love culinary arts. I love architecture, but those aren't things that I, in any capacity, in any near future, are something that I'm going to enact on and try to start a business around. I've got something that I'm working on, and I'm all in on it, trying to make it great. So my encouragement to you guys is get all in on something, get focused on something, conquer that. And once it's conquered, right? I don't know what Darren Hardy's barometer is for conquering the English-speaking market before he converts his magazine into Spanish, but it's not there yet. And I think he's got, 1 million subscribers. So hopefully you get some ideas out of there. But let's talk right now about why I suck at golf. And this is leading right into Darren. I'm a subscriber of Darren's daily messages. It's called Darren Daily. I believe you can go to darrendaily.com or go to darrenhardy.com and get on. It's a little like 1 to 5 minute videos or an article or an audio, just some great positive personal development type stuff to season the mind right in the morning and get yourself going on the most important things, which is protecting yourself and setting yourself up for success. Well, this rings so true to me. And I have some good friends who are avid golfers. They're also business people, and they golf, I don't know, 3 to 5 times a week. And I'm like, I've got kids, I've got a wife, I got a company, like I got some exercise I'm trying to fit in. I don't know where these guys find the time or the desire or what work they're pushing off to golf so much. Like, I don't understand. Like, they golf all the time, and golf's fun and all, and I've golfed a few times, but like me personally, I look at it as something like, I'll get into that when I'm older and I have it all figured out. And until I've got it all figured out, I can't chip away 4 to 12 hours a week to golf. So that's how I've got these, I moved back home, and you don't need to follow my whole life, but I recently moved back to Arizona where I live and where I have a big network of people. And so I get invited to golf, and I'm like, I know I can't take off Tuesday morning from 6 till noon and go golf and get lunch. Like, I've got stuff to do. And so there's a thought process about are you all in on what you're trying to do? Are you focused on what you're trying to accomplish? Or are you letting any sort of thing distract you? There's a great line from Jim Rohn. He says, looking for the greatness in garbage will always lead to garbage. Meaning people will watch reality TV, just people put in on front of a camera and paid to fight with each other about whatever. And they'll be like, oh, I'm watching it because I'm trying to learn argument tactics, or I'm trying to see what not to do, or it's entertaining, or it makes me appreciate my life. And it's like, don't look for greatness in garbage, just go look for greatness. And then you don't, delete that from your mind. So I'm jumping around a little bit here, but what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is like this message hit me so powerfully because, and maybe it doesn't hit you powerfully, but it's the message that Darren's going to deliver about sacrificing or becoming laser focused on certain things. And they're the things that matter. So check this video out, watch it with me. We'll chat about it for a second. And then we're going to jump into some elements of a speech that Joel and I are going to deliver next week. And I want to kind of talk through that with you guys. So check this out, and we'll be back in a minute or two, okay?
So there's a small group of CEOs that I mentor over a 2-year period of time. It's called our Elite Program, picked from graduates of our High Performance Forum. In this elite program, we meet twice a year in some amazing resort destination for a few days each. Before one of our gatherings, a few of them were going to be flying in early to play golf, and they kept haranguing me to join them. I told them repeatedly that was a mistake, as it had been a while since I played, and I didn't want to hold them up or be an embarrassment to them or to myself. But they insisted high achievers can be freaking relentless when they want to be. Well, the day comes, we're standing on the first tee box, and they nominated me to tee off first. As I place my ball on the tee, I step back and announce to the group, "Gentlemen, today I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm going to conduct a workshop right here on this course, one you will soon not forget." One of the guys responded, "That's a pretty bold statement from a guy who says he hasn't been playing much golf." "Oh yeah, indeed. And I stepped up to the ball and put a gargantuan swing on it. And I just crushed this drive. It explodes off the head of the driver and slices right into the woods. And I drop the club and announce, "Ha! The end. Workshop over. Now, what did you learn?" I asked. One of the guys said, "Well, actually, you hit it out of bounds, so you need to hit another." And I said, "Yes, but no. The answer is, you just learned why high achievers suck at golf, because this game takes too much damn time." You see, I gave up on being great at golf a long time ago so that I could be great at other things. Here's a little secret, or let's say stark reality, about the uber achievers that you see on the covers of magazines or on the gold medal platform at the Olympics or holding up the Vince Lombardi trophy or collecting the Nobel Prize or becoming a world-renowned surgeon, artist, writer, musician, or one who dents the universe. They are world-class at only one or a few things, usually just one in fact, rather than trying to be good at many things. The key here is this: you have to give up a lot of things to get what you really want. For instance, in my obsessive pursuit to be extraordinary at my vital few things, I have given up television. What new shows are hot and popular? I have no idea. I give up news. The latest breaking news from the Situation Room? Never watch it. Sports, knowing who's been traded where? Don't care. Music, knowing what new artist is hot and filling up my iTunes library with it? Don't do it. Bodybuilding, I used to be 220 pounds, 20 pounds more than I am right now, with 6% body fat. That extra 20 pounds of muscle takes many hours a week. No. Healthy's okay for me. Surfing, I live on the ocean here in San Diego, and one of the best surf spots in the country, but I don't surf. Mechanics, besides a pen, a fork, or a clicker in my hand, I can be quite dangerous. Just ask my wife. Being in the know, what the latest apps or tech gizmos or cars or this season's fashion or what's going on in politics or celebrity news or gossip or sports scores, don't pay attention to any of it. And I am rather mediocre at tennis, fishing, hiking, biking, photography, cooking, skiing, swimming, running, singing, dancing, golf, and anything IKEA. And well, probably 99% of everything else. Not that there's anything wrong with any of those activities. These are just the choices that I have made to give up on or sacrifice to mediocrity these things in order for me to focus on the vital few that I want to be world class at, which is mentoring, writing, and speaking. I certainly could not do this for you here each morning if I was spending my time playing golf, fishing, surfing, watching TV, reading news, or scrolling through Facebook. So tell us in the comments below, what are you willing to give up so that you could be world class at the few things that are really important to you and to your family and to your future? And who do you care about that would benefit from hearing this morning's Mentor Chat? I want you to forward them this message right now.
Wasn't that great? I mean, doesn't keep on music. He doesn't keep up on anything. You know, I'm having a hard time giving up my Game of Thrones. Now, granted, it's going to take a 1.5 year sabbatical till we figure out what's going on, but that's focus. And that's focus. There's levels of focus. I remember in my previous business, we used to look at people who achieved a high level of financial success. And we would ask a new recruit, and we'd say, now, if you could achieve simply 10% of what they've achieved over the next year or 2 years, would it be worth your time to commit, 5 to 10 hours a week to this business? And every single time the person would reply, of course, because it's incremental change. It's small change. It's little things that compound. Darren Hardy has a great book called The Compound Effect. I mean, I love this guy. So I'm a big fan. But think about what he said here, why I suck at golf, because I don't have the time to make that a hobby. Now, granted, one side of the table will argue, I get a lot of business done on the golf course. I interact, I build fellowship, I build relationships. Well, depends what your business is, right? I mean, I don't. If you've graduated your business clientele to a level where you maybe only have 5, 10, 20 clients, right? So taking out a doctor or a wealthy client or a potential home listing that could be millions of dollars, taking them out, entertaining them. You're building a relationship where they're gonna get to know you, your personality, understand what kind of a person you are, and deciding if they want to do business with you. Many of us aren't on that level where we're headhunting, big clients that we need to kind of build that relationship. So for the masses of us, the 99% of us, taking 3 or 5 or 2 or whatever days a week going golfing, and no disrespect to my friends who do that, but that's just what I can't do it right now. I can't. But for you guys, your best success guarantee is constant new approaches, constant introducing yourself, your product or opportunity to new people, and following up with people who have shown interest in your product or opportunity. If you're building teams or a company or groups, it's then working with people on your team and helping them share your product or opportunity or services to them and with them into their products and helping them follow up, working down in your teams, in your groups, whatever it is your business, whether it's your employees and you have a small business, working with them, helping them become better, encouraging them. So I hope does that make sense to you? Let me know if you like this. Did you get this message? I'm not saying don't golf. I'm just saying don't golf 5 times a week. I'm just saying, make it a once a quarter reward that you go out, have a couple drinks and get frustrated and have a burger in the clubhouse after. And it's a little treat, right? We're all entitled to vacations. But it's the multi times a week, 5, 10 times a month occurrence that I don't see any value in if you're trying to dent this universe. Unless you're going for the PGA Tour, there's no need to be golfing that much, in my opinion. So let me know if this makes sense to you, and then we're going to jump in the next part of today's call. Let me know if you're catching what I'm throwing, if you're digging what I'm planting. I don't know. I'm working on my analogies, guys. Hope you're digging it. Hitting on the head. There will be time for hobbies when we've built our thriving business. Agreed. And not to say you don't have hobbies, but they shouldn't be hours and hours of time at this point in your business. At this point. So you got to focus. You want to succeed. I agree. It's got to understand. I get it. We all have our thing cut out. Trade time where we want. Different strokes for different folks. That's right. Awesome. All right. Well, let's jump into the call. So that's it. I got a cool video I want to show. I've done this training a few times, and I'm not sure how detailed I'm going to go right now. We'll see where the tea takes me. I've cut back on my coffee content. I was drinking a lot of coffee, and coffee doesn't taste that well, in my opinion, as black. So I have to put in all the creamer with the sugar, and essentially I'm drinking caffeine with butter in it by the end of it, and I'm not really hitting my weight loss goals for as much as I'm working out. So I'm on tea, and there's no calories in tea. It's just tea. But it's got the caffeine. So moving on. But there's a training that I've done, 4 or 5 times on these calls called the 4-step sales cycle. And it involves four steps. Kevin's got like a 7-step sales cycle because he's way smarter than me. But he does it and he expands on a few elements. But my 4-step sales cycle is problem, desire, solution, close. So problem means you're talking to a client, you're talking to a potential prospect, you're engaging with them, and you're trying to not like put a problem in their life, but you're trying to shine light on a problem that they have that maybe they're hiding from or not being honest with themselves about. So a problem, if you're in the travel business, would be, hey, Jim and Mary, I understand, you guys haven't been able to take the kids on a trip in the last few years. Like, isn't that something you'd like to do? Well, of course we would. We'd love to take them on a cruise or, down to Mexico or, to see Disney World or whatever. And so you're so there's travel, right? Or maybe it's money, right? Hey, Jim and Mary, I understand that you guys are, coming on some hard times and you just need an extra $500 or $1,000 a month, right? So, or it's, I understand, Jim, you're looking to buy a new home and move into a new neighborhood with better schools and more and a little safer neighborhood, right? So problem, you're trying to open up their mind that, yeah, there is something that's unfortunate that we would like to change. So a problem, a challenge, some stress. Desire. So problem, desire, solution, close. Problem, desire, solution, close. And this all makes sense in a second, how I'm going to work this into a speech that Joel and I are doing next week. I'll tell you about that in a second here. But I want you guys to understand this. And this is this stuff that if the 28 of you that are on here, if you can learn this next 3 minutes, you could write your own check-in business. You can write your own as big as you want to go, because this is the way you can evoke change. This is where you can evoke people to take action and purchase your product or partner with you. If you can help them understand. And this is called the 4-step sales cycle. Learn it from my pops, Glenn Polson. Thank you, GP. So problem, desire. Desire is the second step, is where you're trying to elicit desire within them to want to fix or change that problem. We're not happy with the fact we haven't been able to travel. We'd love to find a way. We'd love to do something different. I'd love to make more money. I'd love to travel more. I'd love to buy a new home, right? It's like people can be just living and floating. And yeah, we don't travel a lot. We don't have a lot of money. We don't have a new house, right? They're just kind of floating. And here you come along, and you're like, hey, we can fix this. We can change this. And all of a sudden people go, stop. You can help, right? That's what we get paid for. Salespeople, marketers, entrepreneurs, we're problem solvers. That's essentially our credo is problems. We're problem solvers for the masses, right? So if you can solve problems for people, they will give you their money. They will entrust in you their faith. They will entrust in you the hope for their future, because at this point in their life, they haven't figured out how to solve their own problems. Does that make sense? Let me know if this is making sense in the comments below. Engage with this conversation with me, okay? So problem, desire, desire to want to change that. Solution is where you introduce your solution, what the solution is to their problem. You'd like to travel more? Hey, well, I've partnered up with a great company that has, you pay a nominal monthly fee. It goes into a travel bank. And at the end of the year, you've got your whole vacation covered. And you're paying over that year at about a half rate of what it's going to normally cost you, right? It's travel network marketing. There's travel, all kinds of savings accounts, right? You want to get more money? Well, I'm working with an insurance company. I'm working in real estate. I'm working with a great network marketing direct sales company. I'm working in online marketing. And this is a couple of things that I do that you could do with me. I'd show you how I do it. And you could set yourself up in the next 3, 6, 9 months to start making an additional income stream for your family. Now, Jim, Mary, is that something you're interested in learning more about? Well, how does it work? Tell me more. Is it a pyramid thing? Whatever. Who knows what they're going to say? Then you answer their questions. Want to buy real estate, right? Because I'm going through these kind of 3 examples here. So the solution is, hey, well, there's some new home communities in the outside parts of the city. The schools are great, and I'd love to show you that. Maybe you're a realtor trying to get people to look at a house, right? If you can go, if as a great realtor, if people are capable of buying, but they just aren't doing it, you can show people homes that they might make the decision to buy. You're now taking them from the situation they're in. You're putting them in a better property, in a better neighborhood. You're earning a commission. They're happier. Maybe they're paying the same or less, but they're in a new house, greater quality of equity. There's greatness in every industry. And so my focus for you guys on this is to understand that if you follow this sort of thing and then close. So problem, desire, solution, close. Close is, all right, the next step is, I want to show you how to get started with this travel company. The next step is I want to show you this affiliate marketing company that I'm partnered with that's really, gives you a lot of online training. I want to show you this network marketing company. I want to introduce you to my real estate broker who's looking for some great ambitious people. I know you work a full-time job, Jim and Mary, but in your after hours, you could start a part-time real estate business, right? So you got to find people that are looking for change. So problem, desire, solution, close. This is called the 4-step sales cycle. I hope that like opens up your mind, like on how the process is of sales. So how does that correlate to what Joel and I are going to talk about? So Joel, Chatty McChatterson, connected with someone who invited him to come and talk about his business. Well, he's like, you got to come do it with me. I'm like, okay. So we're speaking to the Rotary of a big Rotary organization. And Rotary is, I pulled it up. Rotary is an international service organization whose stated purpose is to bring together business and professional leaders in order to provide humanitarian services, encourage high ethical standards in all vocations, and to advance goodwill and peace around the world. Predominantly, as my knowledge of what Rotary is it is small business owners and business leaders and people with companies in the local community. And so Joel got us in to go talk to them, and I'm like, bring me on, bro. Let's go talk. And so we are going to talk to them next Thursday. So very excited about that. It should be fun. They give us a half hour to talk to 50 or 60 small business owners in the local area around where our office is. So we're excited about, connecting with these people, telling about online sales, for educating them a little bit and helping them understand the power of online. And so how does that correlate to what I want you guys to understand? It's kind of funny that, kind of looking into some of these businesses, most of them are traditional businesses. CPAs, grocery store managers, financial planners, small boutiques, hairdressers, just businesses. But I believe they have to make over $100,000 or their business has to do some amount of money. I don't have all the stats on it, but we're excited about it. And so I kind of have dialed in a couple thoughts, and I want to run through them with you guys real quick and about what we're going to talk about. Give me a little bit of feedback, and then I'll let you roll. But I want you guys to kind of hear this, what we're thinking about. We're speaking next week at Rotary. And I want to talk, obviously the step one, so follow along with me here. Problem, desire, solution, close. When I was, in any conversation with any potential anything, that problem, desire, solution, close works. Watch this. So, I want to go out to a movie. Honey, it's sad we haven't been on a date night in a long time. Wouldn't you like to go on a date night, this week, maybe even tonight, if I could find us a babysitter? Well, she'd be like, of course I would. I love a date night, right? What just so happens, I've been on care.com and I found that there's this great girl who's CPA, certified to give what the heck's it called? CPR certified. And she's available to come by and do a quick interview. And if you like her, we can go on a date night tonight. Right? So problem, desire, solution, close. You can use that context in any conversation. So for you guys, our goal is to use it with these people, this audience of Rotarians, and introduce them to what Online Sales Pro is. And so this is kind of my initial thoughts. Leads, everyone needs them, but very few businesses take the initiative to go generate them on their own. And because we live in a world, obviously, you guys get it. Most people don't, and that's what's kind of crazy. Most people just open the doors to their business. Maybe they put a Yellow Pages ad out and a billboard on the street corner and hope that the people show up. Where we live in a world now where you can just place your ads and get in front of people and generate interested leads all the time, because then you control your business growth. So I had an example that I kind of concocted here, and tell me if you like this, is like a small grocery store chain. So like there's in Arizona, there's Safeways and Bashes and AJ's and Fry's. And what many of them do is they just open the door and they put their ad in the local paper for Sunday to come in and get your avocados for $1.99, and blueberries are on sale and meat is on sale. And you know what they don't do at any business. And so what they do in their marketing is they rely on like the blanket company, the whole Safeway of Fry's organization, grocery store, to do the marketing for their specific store. So I know like the GM of the local Safeway is going to be in the room, and I'm going to like have this real quick example for him. I'm going to be like, his name's Jim in this example. Jim, if you could send an email out to 5,000 people that live within a mile around where your grocery store is, letting them know of sales and specials that are going on, and knowing that about 40 to 50% of people will open that email, alerting them of sales and specials you're having in your store, that it's their local store, would that be of benefit to you? Of course it would. He's got a list of thousands. So, but what happens is Jim just relies on the company to do the marketing for his business. Well, granted, Jim's bonus, Jim's budget, everything is reliant on Jim's sales for his company, for his Safeway or his Fry's store. So like, track along with me here. So like, I mean, if it's your business, it's your business. So Jim, in this example, could create his own Facebook page, and we'll just say the Safeway of Tucson, right? Safeway of Tucson, and start running Facebook ads from Safeway of Tucson. And he's got a marketing budget. He's got an advertising budget. He's like, get on the email list and get a $5, get on our email list and get $5 off your next $25 grocery bill. What person who shops at that Safeway would not opt in to that email list to get $5 free? Because they're going to go buy groceries there 1 to 3 times this week anyway, right? Of course, that's where they buy their groceries. So $5 free for giving my email. Now Jim there's margins. He's not losing any money. He's now collecting emails for the market that lives around his store. And very soon he could have 2, 3, 5, 10,000 email addresses of people that live around the Safeway of Tucson that he's now driving traffic to. But Jim isn't doing that. Probably, you know why? Jim doesn't know how to do that. Jim doesn't know that he could do that. And that's where, where I'm going to go, and I'm going to kind of give this example, because if Jim could put himself in a position to send an email and let 5,000 people or 10,000 people know that T-bones are on sale and blueberries are on sale, maybe I might have a T-bone this weekend, because you know what? I like T-bones. And then now he, by a push of a button, can control the flow of people through his door, because people like deals. And if they're going to go shopping there anyway, they're going to go check it out. Does this make sense? Let me know if you're liking this concept. Give me some, yes, I get it, or whatever, because the reality is most small businesses don't rely on themselves. To some degree, right? If you're a standalone business, but like, in this Rotarian example, I'm talking to the GM of a chain that's of 100 grocery stores, but they just kind of like wait and rely on whatever. But do you think of all of a sudden Jim, his store starts notching up, and now he's like the number 6 store out of 100 stores in sales, that the other 5 stores happen to be in California where it's a way busier market go, what is Jim doing? What has Jim got going on over there in Tucson, Arizona to be cranking the business? Jim could revolutionize a grocery store chain just in this simple example. And this is all something that like any of you guys could do, is generating a leads or an email list of people that surround your marketplace, right? CPA guy, you had tax season coming up. Do you have emails letting people know that they should come to you and not go to H&R Block? Hairdresser lady, do you have an email list that you're collecting of people that have come in? Are you giving a free blow dry if your friend gives you 10 email addresses of people that they think would be interested in coming in and getting a cut and color, right? Like there's a massive miss in, we're onliners, we get it, but traditional businesses don't get it. It's like what I just read yesterday, 200 Gap and Banana Republics will be closing in the next 2 to 3 years. Closing. The Gap, gone. Like gone. The Gap. And I think they're going to sell their stuff online, but they're all focusing now on Old Navy, which is a lower price point, so they can compete with the lower price points that still have brick and mortar facilities, and their Athleta brand, which is like their athletic brand, which probably I think competes with like a Lululemon. So we're talking about billion-dollar companies are eradicating their footprint in the mall. Like my local Chandler Mall over here, the Gap had like 5 stores, body, baby, men, women, the Gap, and they're all gone. And we live in a shifting stage of business and society, ladies and gentlemen. So my encouragement to these Rotarians is to be collecting email addresses, to be gathering new people. So steps, I wrote out some steps for him. Collect emails, acquire your assets, safewayoftucson.com or whatever, his Twitter, and task someone. It's worth the money to get in front of people online because that's where we sit all day. If I'm here, if I go down to Tucson and all of a sudden I get an ad that says Safeway of Tucson is having a special of Gatorade and Cheetos or whatever, and I'm going to the office and I know the office has Gatorade and Cheetos, I might walk in and go, hey, office manager, I just saw there's a special over at Safeway if we need to stock up on anything for the office. Like that's getting marketing in front of people who are looking for what you're already buying. I mean, so this is such a simple example for a grocery store, but how can you apply it to your business? So collect emails, acquire assets, start creating content. This is what I'm gonna tell these people. Start creating content. Whether it's in video form or a blog, as a small business, you need to have some form of content on the internet. So when people search certified financial planner or they search real estate or real estate broker Tucson, that you pop up somewhere. One of my favorite things to do, and I mean, I'm kind of a geek, but whatever, I love cars, is watching car reviews on YouTube. And some of the absolute best car reviews that exist are done by dealerships, where one of the sales reps grabs a camera, he goes out to the brand new 2017 F-150 Lariat Edition, and for 17 minutes walks around it and talks about every single feature, how it's changed from last model year to this model year, what this does, how this is a 10-speed transmission, and how it's got the leather, and now it's got the sunroof. And like, I just geek out on this stuff. Why? Because I want to get a truck at some point. So I'm just using that example. But like these dealerships are the best for reviews. So what are you the best at that you could put video content out on that could create some interest and some virality, or some people would anchor you as an expert on? Because the whole time I'm watching this car review, it says like Ford of Bakersfield along the bottom, or Ford of West Virginia, and then at the front and back they say if you're looking to buy or sell or if you're looking to buy a brand new F-150, we'll take great care of you here at Ford of West Virginia. And so granted, I don't live in West Virginia, but the video had like 70,000 views. So anybody in the West Virginia, the Carolina area might see that video and go, you know what? These guys know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. I'm going to go to this dealership because they're professionals. They're putting out review videos. They're experts on it. Because like if you watch any of my past power calls, I freaking hate buying cars. I love cars, but I hate the experience because car salesmen have one sole goal, and that is to make as much money as possible off of you. And that's a terrible position to be in a service-based business, because then they're not focused on you and your needs or your repeat business or your referrals. They're solely focused on squeezing every possible penny out of you. And I don't need to go on a whole diatribe about the immorality of car sales, as that's not today's topic, but it's the review aspect of it. Like, so this grocery store of Tucson could maybe film a video. Safeway of Tucson could do a video on how to prepare fruit salad, on how to properly clean a pineapple, on how to make a fruit punch, right? I don't know. I'm just making stuff up, but stuff that you do at the grocery store. If I'm searching whatever on YouTube, how to make something, how to make sangria. And hey, this is Jim with Safeway of Tucson. This is our recipe here for sangria. And imagine if they sectioned off 30 minutes a day of just video and content creation, brought someone in there for $15 an hour and started putting out content. That store would explode, because people are living in a content acquisition world now. They're not living in, the last time I bought a paper where the majority of these businesses are advertising was a year ago, and I didn't to move, and I just took the paper and I wrapped my plates up in it. So my thoughts, my passion around this is that I really believe we can leave an imprint on some of these businesses and evoke change in with them. So final steps is market small and stay consistent. And lastly, we'll be like an online sales pro. We can help you with a lot of this as far as, learning some of these principles from our training inside and learning and how to generate and collect leads and how to even do Facebook ads using our Facebook ad essentials. So here Kevin says, look what Gary Vee did with wine reviews for his wine shop. Yeah, wine library went from 4 million a month, 4 million a year annual sales to over 60 million at last audit. And so that's my passion and excitement around this is I think we can really imprint some of these businesses and maybe we'll dial this into a training. I'm not sure where it'll go, but that's what I really fanatically think that if Safeway of Tucson implements some small changes and starts to collect some emails and even just does a giveaway, $5 off your next $25 order for just giving us your email, they could explode. And so I'm excited to deliver that. Hope this makes sense for you guys. I'm not able to go through all the comments, but I see some good stuff. These calls are amazing. Hey, Eric, thank you very much. Amen. Good, some positivity. So backing up to was I talked about problem, desire, solution, close, problem leads, desire, don't you want to generate more business? Solution, online sales pro, close. I think we'll give them a deal or we'll introduce these guys. And the whole concept isn't to go speak at this group to sell them all online sales pro. They invite us to just kind of more go and educate them on online marketing, which we're excited about doing. It would be great to pick up 50 or 100 new accounts. That'd be fantastic. But our bigger goal is just connecting with more people. I mean, it's still that we live in an online world, but face-to-face handshaking goes a very, very long way. And so who knows who they might be able to introduce us to. So we're excited about that. But I think this little kind of idea about this whole Safeway of Tucson and helping them kind of grow a brand may become something that they'll all resonate with, as you guys, I believe, are too. So appreciate you guys. I'm grateful for you guys. Let me send you off with one quick video. This video is that the Navy SEALs have a rule of the 40% rule. And it's pretty fascinating. So check this last video out. It's kind of a cool mindset thing on how we can push through and how we can keep going when times get tough. But if you enjoyed today's call, click that share button down the bottom corner. Let me know in the comments below. And I love doing these power calls. I appreciate you guys. I'm grateful for you guys. I always like to leave 2 quotes and success loves company. Work hard each and every day, and we're going to get to the top together. And to invest in yourself. It's the only place you can guarantee a positive return. And I believe that wholeheartedly, that if you keep reading books and keep participating in mind-expanding, mind-growing activities and shirk away the garbage and put the golf till you hit your goals and stop watching the crap reality TV, that you can really position yourself to advance. Because the reality is that if you do things that are constantly advancing, most people aren't. And when we live in a society that rewards greatness and rewards achievement, you're going to be right up there at the top, whatever, with the people that you want to be around. And so I'm excited for you guys. I'm grateful for you guys. Let's keep rocking. George, Donalyn, thank you guys for sharing. Thanks for taking notes. I appreciate you guys. Check out this last video. This is fantastic and really kind of an eye-opening concept when time gets tough. So appreciate you guys. I will see you next Thursday for the next power call with myself, where I'll actually be probably prepping for the Rotary meeting. I'll actually be in Tucson, probably doing the call. And then but join me tomorrow with Joel. We have a great little update show tomorrow. Got some cool stuff we've been working on. Got a couple cool trainings we want to do. So join Joel and I tomorrow for our Facebook Live. It's going to be a great show. Appreciate you guys. Check this video out. I will see you on the next power call.
I first met Seal at a 100-mile run in San Diego, and I was running this race as part of a 6-person relay team with friends, and he was running the entire race by himself. And the run was unsupported, so you have to bring your own supplies. So we had, we overdid it a little bit. We had a tent, and we had masseuses and food. I mean, we were ready for, in case we had to stay there a week. And he had a folding chair, a bottle of water, and a bag of crackers. And I just thought to myself, who is this guy? I'd never seen anything like it. And during the race, I kept an eye on him, and around mile 70, he weighed probably 260 pounds, which is quite large for an ultra runner. He had broken all the small bones in both of his feet and had kidney damage, and he finished the race. So when it was done, I Googled him. He had a fascinating life story, and I decided literally to cold call him. And I flew out and met with him, and after sitting with him for a couple of minutes, I realized that I could learn so much from a guy like this and what makes him tick, and various buckets in my life would be so much better if a little bit of what he had rubbed off on me. I asked him to come live with my family and I for a month. So at the time that I invited Seal to come live with us, I had an 18-month-old son. I was married, still am, 2 more kids since, and I had sold a couple of businesses. I was in a great place professionally in my life, but I was also in a routine. And routines are great, but they can also be a rut. And I found that I just wasn't getting better. I was doing the same thing every day, like so many of us. Wake up, go to work, come home, have dinner, repeat. And I just wanted to get off autopilot. And I thought that he would be a great way to get in good shape, but also to just mix up my routine and get better. The first day that Seal came to live with me, he asked me to do, he said, how many pull-ups can you do? And I'm not great at pull-ups. I did about 8, just getting over the bar 8. And then he said, all right, take 30 seconds and do it again. So 30 seconds later, I got up on the bar and I did 6, struggling. And he said, all right, one more time. We waited 30 seconds and I barely got 3 or 4 and I was done. I mean, couldn't move my arms done. And he said, all right, we're not leaving here until you do 100 more. And I thought, well, we're going to be here for quite a long time because there's no way that I could do 100. But I ended up doing it one at a time, and he showed me, proved to me right there that, there was so much more. We're all capable of so much more than we think we are. And it was just a great lesson. It was actually the first thing that we did. It was just a great lesson in we have so much more in our reserve tank than we think we do. One of the things that Seal said to me, and it's in the book, and one thing that people have said that really resonated with them, he would say that when your mind is telling you you're done, you're really only 40% done. And he had a motto, if it doesn't suck, we don't do it. And that was his way of every day forcing us to get uncomfortable, to figure out what our baseline was and what our comfort level was, and just, turning it upside down. The 40% rule, maybe it's give or take a little, but look at a marathon. Most people hit the wall at a marathon at mile anywhere from 16 to 20. And 99% of the people in this country that run marathons finish, and they all, predominantly all of them, go through this, hit the wall. So where does that extra 50 or 60% or whatever the number is come from? I mean, it's their brain saying, I'm done, I don't want to continue, but their will saying, you know what, let me get to the finish line. So we all have that will. It's just a matter of how do we apply it to not just the once-a-year marathon, but to our daily lives and make it apply to a variety of things.